Well, that's all right. It doesn't matter. I mean, you do the same on there. So,
Okay.
okay. So we go create. So we're in our Google Drive. We go create, and we're going to form.
Yep.
Okay. Now, again, a reminder around form. So you give your form a title. So it might be Unit 1, Prelim, PDHPE. Okay. Just going to go with the default there. Now you'll see up the top there if you want to name yours. Okay, so you can see those top 3 check buttons are currently left unchecked. That's important when you're using with students, because if you have the top 2 checked, that is require CEO Sydney Schools to log in to view this form and automatically collect respondents' CEO Sydney Schools username, they won't be able to access the form. This is one of the complications of our students being in a different domain to their teachers. So that those 2 boxes, when using with students, need to be unticked.
Okay.
You can show the progress bar at the bottom of the page. Like you might decide to have 5 questions per page, for instance. So there's going to be 4 pages for a 20 question section, and that way then it will say after the first page you are 25% through the test. So it's a useful little thing. Okay, so we've got our question title here, and it should be simply just a matter of now coming across here, and I'm just going to use this as an example. So I'm just going to copy that, and I'm popping it straight into here. And I know this is a HSC question, we're PHP, but that's all right. So you can see there, what is the name of this disease? Okay, and it's a multiple choice. Now you said with the help text, you're going to put in the area with which it's from, which is a really good idea. So it's out of this unit, or learn about statements. Yeah, great. So we'll go there, and we pop that there. Okay, so then it's just a matter of, and unfortunately I don't think that this is going to paste correctly this way, but let's give it a go. Okay, no. So,
one at a time.
Yeah, it's a bit fiddly, but at least we don't have to type them out. Okay, so paste that in, and our last one was from here, equivalence. Okay, all right, cool. Now, you can see based on multiple choice, you can go to page based on answer. So you could have a condition whereby if they got the question wrong, it would go take them to a page and it would explain why. Let's keep it simple for the moment. We'll just say literally advanced settings. So here's the option where you can shuffle option order. Okay, so if we hit shuffle option order, is this a required question? Yes, so it puts a little red asterisk next to that. And then we hit done. Okay, so that's what that's looking like at the moment. All right, so in terms of then how this would be graded, you can see here that we've got our view live form, we've got our accepting responses. Over here, if I go to view responses, it creates a spreadsheet in my Google Drive called the name of the form and in brackets responses. Okay, and for each question it would take up the 1 column for each particular question. So you can, you don't sort of really need to spend a great deal of time making this spreadsheet look presentable, because essentially all you're doing is going to be grading responses here. All right, so to show you what then happens here, if I go to view responses, obviously I would need to have the student's first name and surname, and that's one of the things that you need to remember before you create the sheet. Have all your fields in place first in the correct order. Okay, so you can see here I can unlink this form, so it unlinks the form from the spreadsheet. All right, I go back to my form, and now I'm going to say add item, please record first name. Okay, I'm going to make a required question. Okay, I don't want it there, I want it actually up here. So you can drag those up. Please record surname. Make that a required question. And again, because we can't auto collect their email address, you need an email address to be able to provide that feedback back to them, right? So again, you just duplicate that. Please record your school email address. Okay, so there it is. All right, and you could even, in the help text there, john.smith@sidstew.catholic.edu.au. Okay, so now once I'm happy with that, then I just set up this sheet, and you'll now should be able to see there is my thing in order. Now, what I tend to do is I actually use this, like while the kids would be working through a test, say for instance it was in class, or an extended, you could even use it for an extended response, a little box text or paragraph, they type in, they submit, you can see that once they submit. So I, would have this potentially on the board, or, having it on my desk in front of me, and I could see what they're putting in, all right? So at this point, we're going to go to the live form. And so here's me filling it out. So Chris, Morris, I'm just going to put in my address just to show you what that looks like at the moment. Okay, and what is the name of the study of disease in groups of populations through the collection of data and information to identify patterns and cause? I would say that would be prevalence.
It would be epidemiology.
Of course it is. Right, so I hit submit. Okay. One of the things you would see here, see how there's a link to submit another response. So down the bottom of your form, I would untick that, because that would allow them to do that question again, or the whole test again, all right? So you can untick that. So that's pretty much it. And you can now see in the spreadsheet over here that it has accepted my results. Now, prior to doing this, as the teacher, you need to complete the test, you need to record what is the correct answer, etc. So to that end, you're going to go in now as teacher, okay, teacher, and it doesn't have to be a valid email address here, okay, and you're going to go with that as your correct answer. Okay, so over here now, we've got this as your marking key, if you like. All right. So normally what I would do is I would enter the correct answers first. So it would be the second row in your spreadsheet. Now this is where we use a tool, it's Flubaroo. You can get that via get add-ons. So this gets added to a spreadsheet. And again, if you just type in Flubaroo, okay, there it is there. And it's just simply a matter of installing that into your spreadsheet. So that would have to be installed in each of the spreadsheets that are associated with a quiz. So now, if I go to add-ins and go to Flubaroo, we grade assignment, and grading step 1 comes up. So it's now going to ask us certain questions. Identify student, please record your first name, identifies the student, surname, please record your email address, identifies student. What is the name of the study of the disease? That's 1 point. So I hit continue.
And that would happen for every item.
Correct. Yeah, so every subsequent item there will just automatically get 1 point
Okay.
based on
So
that.
you don't have to individually go through
No.
each item.
No, that will automatically do that for you. So what is my marking key? Okay, this is where, if it was in the first row, just very simple, but there we go. It's teacher. Continue. Grading complete. Okay. So it's created a new spreadsheet in here called grades. If I go to view grades, okay, so it says that, there we go, I got 100%. Now, if you go back to Flubaroo, this is where I was having issues in terms of understanding how this could be an automated process, because every time a student would do this, it would need to regrade this assessment. So that process I'm not totally comfortable with at the moment.
But if you regrade the assignment, would it do it automatically for
Any new entries.
any new entries?
Yep.
Okay.
So here's the option to email grades.
Grades as well, yep. So would you use a field that they filled in their email in?
Correct. And it will ask you, it will prompt you what field do you want to use. Please record your school email address. Let's pick that up.
So, yep.
Include list of questions and scores. Include an answer key. Hi. Here is your HSC question results. Continue. Okay, so that's the notification you get. So now, here is your grade. And so that's the feedback that they get. So that's essentially using Google Forms.
It doesn't matter that you've shuffled the responses.
No.
It will go with
It's
whatever the
basically
response
searching
looks
for.
like.
Correct.
Okay.
So it's saying, is the response equal to epidemiology? And away you go. It doesn't matter that you shuffle those responses.